My question is for the Minister for Local Government. Minister, with respect to the City of Wyndham East Werribee Employment Precinct, we understand from Tuesday's question time that you were briefed on this matter. Has Local Government Victoria examined the proposals put forward by Wyndham on the employment precinct?
Minister Lean.
Well, Mr Davis, after you asked me that question on Tuesday, I actually followed up and you know, of course, I pride myself and I've met every council, and Wyndham was no different to any council. So I pride myself. But actually, looking at what I was briefed on, this particular project, my understanding, and I'm happy to be corrected, wasn't part of that briefing. So there might be, and I'm happy to be corrected, but I'm not too sure if that was part of the briefing, so I followed up. And actually appreciate there's 79 different councils, and if my memory about every presentation given to me is not great, then I'm sure you will seize on that, because this will be very important to you. Very, very important to you. But I can say it is not Local Government Victoria, that department's role to assess, it's not, and I mean, is that like Mr Davis acts like he was never the leader of the government in his house, that he knows no understanding whatsoever of the mechanics of government and the responsibilities.
Mr Davis.
Local Government Victoria examine this proposal or not?
Thank you.
I tell you what, President, give him another 30 years and he might be okay at this stage. he might actually get there. But once again, Mr Davis knows clearly the mechanics of a way a government works. And he knows clearly who has responsibility for the type of activity that he is indicating. He is asking me whether this department has done that activity when it is clearly not their responsibility under the machinery of government. So I know, Mr Davis, and it takes time for you to come to awareness of certain things like, wow, Mr Finn has really extreme opinions on abortion. When did that happen? Only 24 years ago. So I know it takes time, and I know even if you had the experience firsthand of being the leader of this government, maybe you forgot. But I think that you haven't. And you're just playing politics. On a completely weird
Thank you, Minister.
direction.
Time. Thank you. Thanks, members. Mr Davis on a supplementary.
President, it's not quite clear whether he got himself briefed, and it's not quite clear whether Local Government Victoria looked at it. But let me ask a closely related question that follows from his response. Will you advocate within government, as Local Government Minister, to protect the East Werribee Employment Precinct from being carved up for housing? Well, you can.
Thank you. Minister.
I regularly pass on aspirations of a number of councils, all councils that meet, and I also, as a Minister of Local Government, also say to them, even if it's things outside my portfolio, I'm happy to listen and be briefed, because I may have a conversation with a colleague about their aspirations, and I think that's I think that's a fair way to go about it. If Mr Davis wants me, when I meet a council, to go, You can't tell me about that. You can't tell me about anything that falls inside my responsibility as far as the Minister for Local Government or the Minister for Suburban Development, or you can't tell me anything else, because there's been some really good results where a council has said to me there's an issue that they'd like to talk to me to one of my colleagues that weren't aware of it, which has been remedied or improved or implemented. So
Thank you, Minister. Point of order, Mr. Davis.
A very narrow question. He needs to answer yes or no. Will he advocate or not? He's got 5 seconds left.
Minister.
The Minister was being entirely relevant to the supplementary question from Mr Davis.
Thank you. Look, my understanding was a supplementary question. I was hesitating whether it should be, but I left it up to the Minister. But anyway, Minister, you got 5 seconds.
Oh, thanks. Mr Davis, bowl me another one up like that, but next time try and hit the pitch.